Okay, so here. So what's the business activity? Yes, so some people try to make money by setting up a business. They might do this because they want to work for themselves, or they think they can make more money than working for someone else. Or perhaps they have been made redundant. You know what redundant is? Surplus requirement. That means you're not being sacked from work, but you don't have any job available to do. So you have been made redundant and cannot find another job. Running the business is hard work, but the reward can be worth it. So we go to the case study of the candy cycle shop. Tanga Pereira opened a second-hand bicycle shop in the city of Kandy in Sri Lanka. He had always wanted to run his own business. So he's setting up this business because he has always wanted to be his own boss. He worked for 12 years in a tea factory and saved 100,000. Tanga had a passion for bicycles and spent a lot of his spare time as a hobby restoring old bicycles and selling them to local people. The shop located in Candy Back Street had a small garage at the area where he carried out repairs. So he has been repairing bicycles even before he opened his own second-hand bicycle shop. Utanga employed his younger brother as a shop assistant while he spent most of the time repairing, maintaining, and restoring old bicycles before the shop was opened. Tanga also obtained a loan from his grandmother for 300,000 to buy some new tool and equipment, find suitable premises, ideally with somewhere to carry out repair work, refurbish the premises, find a reliable supplier of spare parts for his repair and restoration work, learn how to keep financial records, advertise the shop. All these that Taranga did were business activity. So whatever you have to do as an individual that involves you getting that business set up, the process through which you go through are business activity. So at the end of it all, Taranga is doing a kind of business we call service. He's not selling. Okay, he's selling, but he makes services before he sells. So it's selling bicycles and at the same time rendering services. I think that is clear. Now, the first question says, why do you think Taranga opened a second-handed bicycle? He opened a second-handed bicycle because of what? Why did he open the second-handed bicycle shop?
Passion for bicycles, and he wants to be his own boss and get money.
Why did he open a second-handed bicycle shop, not a new bicycle shop? Why did he open the second-handed one?
Because he can repair.
Because he can repair bicycles. So he's been repairing bicycles even before setting up the shop. Okay. So what are the three resources used by Taranga when setting up his business?
Money, equipment,
the premises. Why do you think business exists? Why do you think we start up businesses?
to provide people what they want and need.
Provision of goods and services, to make profits. That's good. So, and sometimes because you want to be your own boss. Okay. Now, what is business activity? They said a business is an organization that provides goods and services. The candy cycle shop example illustrates many features of business activity. So, whatever Taranga do, whatever he does, they are all business activity. Selling bicycles, repairing bicycles, they are all business activity. So the first one here said, business activity produces an output, that's a good or service. Output is, how do you get the output? Input processed. You have to process your inputs. That's a factor of production, the land, the labor, the capital, the enterprise. Those are your factor inputs. When they go through processing, then it becomes an output. So we have input, the land, the labor, the capital, and the enterprise to provide us with output after processing. I think that is clear. Great. Goods and services are consumed. Customer buy the second bicycle or consume the repair and maintenance service provided by Taranga. So Taranga provides services and goods. Goods in terms of the bicycle itself. Services in terms of the repair. I think that is clear. Resources are used. Spare parts such as tires, wheels, chains, oil, tool, and the rest. All these are resources used in the business process. A number of business functions may be carried out: production, marketing, human resources, financial control. Yeah, so let's take it one at a time. For production, it provides bicycle. It makes sure that the bicycles are repaired and it sold them. Marketing, it tries to make awareness, it creates awareness about what it does. Human resources, he employed his younger brother to be the shop assistant. That is human resources. Then the last one there, the last one, financial records, financial control. He learns how to keep the records. He's going to make money, right? So all those money that he makes from the business, the revenue he made from the business has to be recorded. That's it. And the fifth one, external factors affect businesses. Yeah. What are external factors? Factors that you as a business, you don't have control over. They are beyond your control. These are external factors, such as government laws, changes in consumer taste and preferences, the actions of competitors. Government will make different kind of laws, and these laws are strictly to be abided with. So there's nothing you can do regarding it. It's an external factor. Consumers, change in attitude of consumers, change in habits of consumers. There's nothing you can do about it. You cannot influence it. Yeah, you can influence it, but you don't have control over it. And your competitors would go any mile, any length to ensure that they get your customers. So do you have anything to do about that? No. The only thing you could do is to work on your business, to work on your own self. Yeah. But your customers might be taken by your competitors if you are not doing well. I think that's clear, right? Okay. So businesses aim, that's number 6 now. Businesses aim to make a profit. Most people setting up a business do so as they wish to make money for themselves. In this case, the canning cycle shop made a profit of 900,600 for Taranga in 2016. So it was successful in that business. That means he made profit. So through the business activity, the reward is profit because it becomes an entrepreneur, becomes a business owner. The reward for an entrepreneur is profit. So he made profit. That means he was successful during the course of the business. Now we go down. We said business provides a wide range of goods and services. Some are produced for consumers, people. These are called consumer goods. Products sold by one business to another are called producer goods. So we have, like I told you yesterday, we have goods that are produced for individuals, business to consumers. We have goods that are produced for other businesses, business to business. So B2B is for businesses to businesses, B2C, so businesses to consumers. I think that is clear. So business to businesses will provide producer goods such as delivery van, office furniture, are you there? Producer goods, office furniture, tools, sugarcane, tractor, the services, market research, insurance, banking, software design, industrial cleaning, printing. These are producer goods because they are provided or produced for other businesses. Then we have the consumer services. They are produced or provided to customers or consumers. Any question about that? Great. Shall we move on? Okay. Now, the business have to satisfy people's needs and wants. These are the requirements for human survival. Some are physical, such as water, food, warmth, shelter, clothing. If these things cannot be satisfied, human will die. So businesses will provide our needs and wants. But needs are those things that our living depends on. Then we have the wants, which are just our desires. I think that's clear, right? Okay, so now say humans also have other desires. These are called wants and include holiday, a better house, a bigger car, a better education, a cleaner environment. These wants are infinite. That means they are unlimited. We'll continue to desire until we are dead. So most people want more than they already have. It is human nature. Unfortunately, the resources available to businesses are finite. This means there's a limited amount. That's why we call them economic resources. Listen, please. Businesses would love to provide goods and services. They really want to provide all what we need and all what we want. But most of the time, the resources available to them to provide or to produce these goods are not enough. They are scarce. They are limited in supply. So that is what scarcity is, limited in supply. I think that is clear. Okay. So they said businesses exist to provide goods, we talked about that. So each type of organization has a different purpose. So they are all businesses, but they have different objectives. So we take one at a time. We have the private enterprise. So for private enterprise, are you there? For private enterprise, most businesses are owned privately by individuals or groups of individuals. They are private sector businesses. The objective of a private enterprise is often to make profits for the owner. So for a private enterprise, the purpose of setting up a private enterprise is to make profits. Then we go to social enterprise. For social enterprise, we're talking about clubs, societies, charity organizations. So what do? They said they are non-profit making organizations. Their own aim is not to maximize profit or to make profit, but to provide facility opportunities for people. That is a social enterprise. It's different from a private enterprise. For private enterprise, their purpose is to make profit for the owners or for themselves. For social enterprise, they want to make sure that the environment is conducive. They want to provide facilities, services for people, not to aim at making profit. Then we have the public enterprise, which is basically for the government. Some goods and services are provided by organizations owned by central or local government. These are public sector organizations. In many countries, public sector organizations often provide healthcare, education, meal delivery, policing, the fire service, and the environmental services. The main purpose of public enterprise is to provide the goods and services that private enterprise fails to provide adequately. So, one thing is this: in the private sector, their aim is to make profit. As a result of that, they might not provide some services. They might not produce some goods if those goods or services are not profitable. So they fail to provide them adequately. So because they fail to provide them adequately, government is going to intervene. So government will intervene through what? Providing it through the private or the public sector. We have the public sector to cover up for the inadequacy of the private sector. Do you get the point here? The public sector is providing goods and services that the private sector cannot provide or produce adequately. So the inadequacy of the private sector makes public sector to interfere. I think it's clear. So we have a case study now, but before we go into the case study, let me quickly make a note.